Okay, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. This is episode 29. I'm your host, Thaddeus. Shout out to our producer, boy band John. What's up, John? All right. Shout out to our sponsors, defendhawaii.com. Right now, if you go on defendhawaii.com, use promo code ATBpod upon checkout, you'll get 15% off your whole entire order. defendhawaii.com. Also, Detail Garage Hawaii. If you go on their website as well, detailgaragehawaii.com, promo code ATBpod, 15% off everything you order. Okay, my guest today, I had the pleasure to eat their great food. They're a chef and they do something way different. Their company's called the Guarden. I'm welcoming to the show Kevin and Sabrina. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having us on.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you guys for Thank you for coming on. Because after eating your guys' food, I have to let the world know about you guys. Because, like I said before, you guys probably the top 2-3 meals I've ever had in my whole life. So
yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So kind of background. So I met you guys through one of my friends who had you guys, which was something super random. He asked me if I wanted to come over for a fine dining dinner, and he was having a chef, and it just so happens to be you guys. And you guys came to his house, set everything up, did a 5-course meal, and it was like the most amazing meal I've ever had. I want to know from start to finish, like, how did you guys come up with this idea? Like, it's so random. I've never experienced this before. So, like, how did you guys come up with that idea?
Definitely very unusual to have a chef come in with someone to design the table set and the tablescape, which Sabrina does beautifully every single time. But
the decor on the table, everything was set up nicely. Yeah.
So I guess what kind of kick-started everything was we were both in the industry. I was bartending, Kevin was cooking. And I just kind of had this crazy idea. I was like, hey, let's just travel the world for a whole year. So we planned everything for a year. And then we just left Hawaii and traveled 26 different countries. And we left to gain inspiration for our future. So while we were traveling, I just kept thinking, let's just do a private dining experience at home, make you feel like you're somewhere else in the world. Make you feel like you're in a different country or whatnot.
We're gonna transport you out of your home, even though you are in the comfort of your own home, and kind of just set this setting, this ambiance, where you just feel like you're in this 5-star restaurant or something. So the idea
definitely. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. The idea came through just utilizing our skills we had. Sabrina has this keen eye for design and interior decorating, and then I've been cooking for over 10 years in a few fine dining restaurants and honing my skills. And then after traveling for a full year, we just saw all these things that inspired us, from decor, tile work, the food, the markets, and everything. And we wanted to bring that back, and Sabrina kept pushing us to do this. I was a little hesitant because I wasn't sure if I could do it, but with her by my side to keep pushing me and hey, let's do this, come on.
Yeah.
And it all started when we did a dinner for her birthday with all of her girlfriends, and we saw that we could do it, and that's where it really started.
So have you had any? Oh, go ahead.
We were gone for a whole year, and then we got back right when the pandemic started, or the shutdown happened in Hawaii. And Kevin was working at 53 by the Sea before we left on our travels. And as soon as we got down here, 53 by the Sea called him and asked him to come back to work. So we gave it some time. And then in June, I wanted to do a party with my girlfriends, and it was COVID. So I was like, okay, let's just set it up at home, make it look really nice. I worked with Kevin on the menu, and it just was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And
Sabrina killed it with the flowers. We had a mobile bar that I had to build from scratch. I built a mobile bar. First time I ever built anything in my life. And then we hired a bartender. Sabrina created the menu. Bartender did the drinks. We had the full menu. We had someone help me out in the kitchen as well.
And that kind of just kick-started everything.
Really did, yeah, because Sabrina bought the supplies, you know, we got the tables, we got the linen, napkins, plates, and glasses, the silverware, just to kind of set us off. And then that was what really kind of kept it in our minds, like, we can do this. Yeah.
So what, you guys only been doing this since June?
Well, we started, our first day was October 17.
Yeah, that was
and it was
really
for Josh Titofi, and we had no idea. And it just was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. October 17th was our opening weekend. Yeah, because in June was just the first dinner to test run it. And then we kind of, you know, had some other people reach out and wanted to do another, like, they're like, oh, Kevin, I heard you do like cooking on the side. Can you cook for our birthday? Or, you know, my boyfriend's birthday. I was like, yeah, for sure. So, you know, we just did a little thing.
Just like playing around with it.
I think we could do this. Yeah, I think we could do this. And we did another party for their family. And then from that, I was like, okay, let's get this done. And then Sabrina started the Instagram, social media, I swear, just like, boom. Just like,
yeah, what a blessing.
Well, I mean, anybody who tries it, your food, like, by far will, word of mouth will spread really quickly. So I wanted to ask you, did you have any formal culinary training?
Yes, I did. So after high school, I worked in a dish pit in a local restaurant in Hawai'i. Gained like gained interest in the restaurant business. And I was going to KCC. I switched my major to culinary. And then I finished that 2-year program with the Associate's Culinary Arts. And from there, I just went to another restaurant called Stage, and I worked there for like 5 years under their chef, and gained a lot of inspiration, gained a lot of knowledge working with them, and then continuing to like learn on my own on the side, like reading books or just staying up to date with the new trends. And then from there, I tried to continue on to work up that corporate ladder of being the sous chef, being the executive chef and stuff like that. And never really reached that point. And Sabrina's just like, hey, let's just be your own chef, you know.
I was telling him for the past 7 years.
Yeah.
Kevin really didn't believe in himself as much as I did.
Yeah.
Because I saw something in Kevin, and I always had to keep pushing him. Every single day while we were traveling, we were talking about business, and I kept telling him, we need to do this, we need to do this. And COVID happened, perfect timing to do it. You know?
Something like this, especially.
So how many times did you tell him I told you so?
Almost every week. Yeah, I told you this was a good idea, because people ask us, oh, so how did you start this? And we're like, oh, okay, let's tell the story again.
Okay, wait, let's back it up first. How did you guys two meet each other?
Oh,
we met at a mutual friend's bonfire birthday party out in Oklahoma Bay. So
it was like 8 years ago.
Yeah. 8 years ago back. Well, I'm 30 now. I met her when I was 23. And we just met. We kind of vibed really well, and then went on.
Did you cook for her first?
I did.
That would be the.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say that. Now I know how you got her if you cook for her first.
Well, we talked about cooking, and it was like, oh, I love cooking
I'm
too.
the one that always cooks. Kevin never cooks.
She cooks at home. I cook at work. And then,
Oh, okay. So you kind of decorate the whole area. I kind of was taken back. I didn't know that you guys was gonna do all that stuff. So when we got there, I seen you setting up, and you created like a whole ambiance that would kind of be in a fine dining restaurant, if not better. I mean, you did the floral to the table to the seats and everything. Did you have formal training learning that kind of stuff, or was just like Pinterest or something like that?
You know, it's so funny. I've just been like really creative at a young age, and I was always trying to figure out like what my passion was. I went to college and I got my degree in health, and I was working in a hospital and I didn't like it. And I guess when I just really wanted to do something creative, and I didn't know what outlet there was for me. And I guess what really kickstarted everything was just traveling and taking pictures and being like having an aesthetic eye and whatnot. And that kind of transformed everything into table setting and whatnot. So that's kind of how I guess it started, you know.
Well, it matters because it definitely set the tone from
Mhm.
when we sat down, or it was just
Yeah.
like, whoa, like this is something different. And
Yeah.
what you guys have created was a fine dining experience at your
Mhm.
home, which was different. But
Mhm.
the food, man, like so kind of run me through your menu and your concept behind some of the stuffs that you do, because like some of the things you made, I didn't even know was possible or existed. Like you had like your
He has a
sorbets to the
dictionary in his
I
mind.
know.
Food.
Yeah, I got like an encyclopedia of just like, because like she's always like, do you know if that's gonna taste good? I'm like, I mean, in my mind, I just have like, I memorized different flavors. I memorized how they worked together before. And then
Mhm.
if someone has a request, I'll research it and be like, okay, let me try and make that. Like this past weekend, we had someone ask for a molten lava cake. I'm not a baker. I've never done it before. And I was like, okay, let me just see if I can do it. Found the recipe. I was like, I think, yeah, let's do this. We can do it. And,
Yeah, it came out
successfully,
really
it came out
good.
really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
she liked it.
I
So
was
I was
like,
like,
oh wow.
perfect.
Not too bad.
She's my toughest critic too.
I am. I really
That's
am.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
it's
she
really good
won't
to have
lie.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she won't lie to me at all. So from the beginning of the menu creation, I always ask the guests what they want, how many courses, what they like and prefer, meat, seafood, a mixture of both. If they're vegan, love to do vegan food,
Mhm.
vegetarian, pescatarian. I try to do it all. Allergies as well. We've done gluten free. We've accommodated anything from keto diet as well.
Oh
And
wow.
from there, I started just creating flavors. I think of proteins that are available, try to use like local fruits and vegetables, local seafood. Beef is a little difficult because we can only get it from Big Island, and this amount and the supply is not readily available all the time. But from there, we kind of create what kind of cuisine do you want to do? You want Asian infusion? Do you want Italian,
Mhm.
European? We've done some Moroccan flavors, but the most popular recently has been Italian fusion. And then
Mhm.
I love to make fresh pastas, so I always try to incorporate a pasta dish. So
Mhm.
for your dinner, we did a whole lobster ravioli. I put
Oh
half
yeah.
the lobster in the raviolis.
Mhm.
And then we also do like, do you want to do luxury items? Fresh truffles. We
Mhm.
do the A5 Japanese Wagyu, and then you can get it
Oh.
from multiple prefectures, different levels. Also like Australian, we can do
Caviar.
caviar.
Mhm.
So like
Whatever you want, we can
whatever
make
we
it
want, we
happen.
try to make it happen. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's not like you have like a menu where you send out to your guests and they can pick a la carte. It's more like you ask them what they are kind of in the mood for, what they want, and you form a menu according to their wants.
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
customize everything
Yep.
from head
Everything's
to toe.
Oh,
fully
that's
customized.
crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, so
Some people may think it's a little more difficult because they have to put their due diligence as well to figure out, someone's dislikes or not.
Mhm.
But honestly, when you do that work, it really, we cater to you. We
Mhm.
want you to, enjoy this experience the way you
Mhm.
can dream it, and
Mhm.
we'll create it for you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
so creating these different dishes, I would assume you got to try them out like you said and have her try it, but does it take a long time to where it would be perfect, like okay, now this I can serve this dish, or is it plenty trial and error and then finally you get it, or does it come kind of
There,
quick?
Trial and error.
there are
We don't
Yeah.
some,
even cook
yeah.
it
So
sometimes.
like when I'm making the food,
Mhm.
I do things that are relatively familiar to me,
Mhm.
That
technique
makes
wise,
sense.
process wise. There are times where I'll do new things like aerating a potato cream,
Mhm.
or like making a sauce I've never done. But when I'm doing it, I'm tasting my food all the time. A
Mhm.
great chef always tastes their food
Mhm.
before they serve it. So even
Mhm.
before service, when I'm cooking at the person's house, always tasting the sauce. Okay, does it taste right? Is there enough salt?
Mhm.
And then fix it on the fly if there's too much or something. But the trial and error part comes sometimes when I'm just really trying something new and I really need to test this. Like I did a jackfruit creme brulee. I never made a jackfruit creme brulee. I did
If
one
it's something we've
recipe.
never made before, then
Yeah,
we'll definitely try it. But
Oh,
if
okay.
it's something we're familiar with, we'll just try it as we're cooking it.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So basically, I forgot to mention is you cook at the person's house. You use their
Mhm.
kitchen.
Right.
Mhm.
I was always thinking, like, what if they didn't have some kind of appliance or something that you needed, or is it just basically stove oven?
Stove
Well,
and oven,
yeah,
really,
our
yeah.
first dinner we did it at a hotel room and there was no kitchen, so we brought our own burner and everything,
Yeah.
and we
Oh,
cooked
okay.
on the rooftop.
So
So we can
it's,
Oh,
make it
wow.
happen
yeah,
if.
it's definitely possible.
Mhm,
Yeah, we did our own little burner. We had everything kind of pre-cooked, and
mhm,
we could warm it up simply, and had some cold dishes that we could keep in the mini
mhm,
fridge or something like that.
mhm.
But
I
yeah,
definitely prefer having
definitely a
a
full
stove
kitchen
and an
gives you
oven,
the full experience
the
that we
full
can give you.
experience for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, because that's kind of adds to the ambiance. He's literally cooking the food right there and bringing
Mhm,
it
Yeah.
out.
mhm,
What
Yeah.
I thought was super cool was every entree, every dish, you came out and explained it and kind of got you mentally ready for it to try it. So it kind of merges your mind and your taste buds. So
mhm.
Yeah.
thinking about what you're saying, it just sounds so good. By the time you get to eat it, it's like, oh, brah. Like, how did you? So how did you come up with that idea, or was it just something that's normally done at a fine dining restaurant?
So at fine dining, they usually have a spiel.
Mhm,
The server goes out and explains the dish, right? They go through like training, and like the day before, if they have a special, they get the rundown from the chefs, like, hey, this is what's going to be on the plate, this is how it's going to taste, and this
mhm,
and that, these are the techniques. So it was cool to like for us to do it where I come out and explain it, the one who
mhm,
cooked it, because
mhm,
normally at a restaurant the chef never comes out to do that.
mhm,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it kind of gave it that really personal feel that Sabrina said this would add a nice touch. If
mhm.
you came out, you talked about the food, where it came from,
Yeah, I feel like there
how you
needs to
made
be a
it.
story behind every single dish, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
where you like our kulolo, like we pick it up at a farm and we pick the taro ourselves, you know. I feel
Hmm.
like it's so personable, and we're our message is about sustainability, so it's important to talk about that
Yeah.
when we're serving the
Hmm.
dishes.
So what shocked me, being that it's about sustainability, was you guys grow a lot of your ingredients. So I imagine you guys have a big garden, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
So it actually helped when we came back in COVID, because I spent about a month and a half
Hmm.
ripping out all the weeds, planting grass,
Yeah,
redoing
it
our
was so
two
bad.
garden plots. And like, yeah, it was pretty nuts. Cane
California,
grass,
yeah.
Oh
freaking
yeah.
azaleas
I was just digging
everywhere.
that out yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Rocks and stuff. So we brought in a few truckloads of dirt. Like I want to go pick
Mhm.
up dirt from Y and I, and like, kind
Dirt,
of
grass.
redo the
Hmm.
soil. So we
Hmm.
planted a bunch of banana trees. Finally got
Oh
some
wow.
bananas a year later.
Hmm.
We
Got
have a
papaya,
bunch of kalo, papaya.
avocado, lychee, guava, fig, cherry,
Oh wow.
spinach, arugula, a bunch of different
Mhm.
herbs, sweet potatoes. Yeah, we're growing a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff.
And it's pretty cool. It's a community with the garden, because we got some of our vegetables from friends who are also interested
Hmm.
in that,
Hmm.
such
Oh,
as our
okay.
sweet potato from a friend in Kailua.
Hmm.
We got our huli kalo from another friend who works on a farm in Kailua.
Hmm.
And then people who just want to trade. So I started growing a jackfruit tree. I had a bunch of seedlings. So I
Hmm.
traded that for a finger lime tree with another buddy of mine. So it's a really cool community thing. And it's really nice trying to like showcase it and show people, hey, you should try to grow your own food,
Hmm.
especially with Hawaii being so far away and having
Hmm.
to rely
Yeah.
on shipping
Yeah.
to get their fruits and vegetables. I love that we have the local farms here who are selling the new local produce. The Mari's Garden is blowing up.
Hmm.
We have edible flowers that we grow as well. And then there's a lot of people who are growing that here too.
Hmm.
Kupu Place in Level Heights, they do a really nice edible flower variety.
Yeah, they got
So,
a lot of microgreens,
and
edible
microgreens in too,
flowers.
yeah.
They
So
got good
things you
stuff.
can use for salads and
Yeah.
garnishes. We have a lot of things going on now in Hawaii, which
Wow.
is
And,
really good.
and what was nice is that you would explain that they come from this certain local farm.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
mean, that's a little bit advertising, but it also shows that you're working with these different farmers and helping out
We're
local
always trying to
businesses.
support
Yeah.
local for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And plus it tastes better, right? Coming from a farm that was grown here in Hawaii versus
Absolutely.
Safeway. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Freshness,
Hmm.
Yeah.
So your guys' garden is getting big then. Like, are you guys gonna expand, or like pretty soon you're gonna have to hire some workers?
Well, I mean, we're
Uh,
keeping it a pretty small amount right now.
mhm.
We have like a couple 4x4 plots and some pots that we have a lot of things in. But
Our goal
we
is to
hope
have a
to.
community garden so people can pick their own
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
vegetables, herbs. That's a future plan
Or
of
even for
ours.
us to like pick it and we just leave it in a box or
Mhm,
like outside and have free pickings come by and grab.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's pretty cool.
that'd be
mhm.
cool. Yeah.
Where do you guys live?
Aiea Heights,
Oh,
close to
okay.
the Heiau.
Yeah. So
So
really
it's
good
Sun,
perfect
weather.
rain.
weather,
Yeah.
Oh
rain,
yeah,
sun.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So if you guys are doing all this, like what in the future will be like kind of like your goals?
I think just expanding and having a team that does exactly what we do and
Mhm.
go to multiple
Yeah.
houses. I think that would be a fantastic goal to have,
Yeah.
and just expanding the garden.
Like hiring a team that we can entrust to
Hmm.
provide the same experience,
Hmm.
provide the same skill set to execute a proper dinner.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, work work with what we do and take that along. And we love to train other chefs and
Hmm.
people who are looking to work for themselves. Because being in the
Okay.
restaurant industry it's tough on you. It's tough on
Hmm.
your soul. You don't
Yeah.
make a lot of money. You don't get a lot of recognition unless you're the chef.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So we want people who are hungry to create their own thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So have you noticed was this a common business model prior to you guys doing it, or is this
I don't
something that's kind of new in Hawaii? Because I really
I
haven't.
haven't seen
I
anyone
think
that
we're
really
one of
brings
Yeah.
the full experience to you.
yeah, I think we're one of the first in Oahu to do this as like a full on experience, from the tablescapes to the
Hmm.
menu and bar package as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like most businesses down here, they have to hire different vendors to do different things. Like for me, I do all the flowers, the tablescape, the hand printing menus. I sometimes hand dye my runners and my napkins. Everything
Yeah.
comes just in one package. You don't have to go to different vendors to get this
Hmm.
whole event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And we also, now that wedding season is opening up again and larger parties, we're doing a wedding at the end of June and
Hmm.
we're open to large events as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
what is your biggest kind of amount of people that you guys could do this for?
Oh, any kind of number.
Whatever,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
whatever you want.
we have a team of people who would
Hmm.
Oh,
happily
okay, okay.
work with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's not just
Yeah.
We
you
have it
doing
all lined
everything.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, it's cool because I guess the attention to detail, like you said, for the menus and every little thing just
Mhm.
kind
Mhm.
of shows professionalism and makes it
Those
whole
matter.
yeah, it matters. You're
All
right.
about the little details for sure,
Yeah.
especially with us here.
Yeah.
Like just putting like an edible flower, like people love visual things that look really nice and pleasing to the eye, especially girls on social media. They want to take a
Oh yeah.
picture of a dish that has a flower, has our
Exactly.
edible
Yeah.
24 karat gold,
Yeah.
it's just those
Yes.
little touches that really stand out and makes the garden the garden.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, your food is all over Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we posted some of that stuff. It's like, oh, what I want to know is your wagyu meat, like the beef. You brought it out, and uh, okay, it's steak. I had wagyu before in Japan, and
Yeah.
brah, when you brought it out for us to eat, I was telling everybody, it tastes like meat butter. It just melted, and by far the best steak I've ever had.
That'd be
What is
fun.
Oh,
that?
you've had it before in Japan.
Yeah.
I've had it before in Japan, and
Okay.
that it did it. The what your guys was way better. It could have been the way you prepared it. Maybe the
Oh.
cow was sick that I ate in Japan. I don't know, but yeah, that was the best steak I've ever had. And I had aged beef and I've had good
Mhm,
steaks
Yeah.
before,
Uh-huh.
mhm.
but you're like, so you got to bring that in, right? You can't, that's not a local thing, right?
No, not at all. So when there are things that, such as truffles as well, with the wagyu, I have a friend I made that he has it brought in
Easy Wagyu
Easy
808
Wagyu
on
808.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Shout out to him.
he reached out to us. He's like, hey, we have these great Wagyu products. Let me know if you ever need. He was the first one to do so, and I looked through his products. He's like, got a fair price point, and he's just been consistent with the quality. Everything it comes with a certificate of authenticity he sends me, and I can show it to the guests as well, and show like, hey, they got a name and card, like they have the nose print of this cow here, like it's real personal. Yeah, that's how the nose print of the cow is actually like a fingerprint, so each one is different. So they got the name and everything as well. So
wow,
it's definitely, I would say the way I prepared it was probably a lot more different from like a Japanese style. Japanese are more about like the quality, you just eat it by itself with this and that's it. I wanted to kind of just elevate and like, hey, let's put a little twist on it. I'll cook it like a steak, but add those Japanese flavors along with other condiments that will like go with just like a steak would. So I try to play around it.
Kosho on top,
some
thinly sliced.
Do a little bit of red wine demi-glace, which is more of a
nice
French
salt
way.
On top.
Yeah,
it's all about how you prepare it.
Yeah, it was amazing. And if I ever fortunate to eat your guys' food again, that's definitely on the list that I would pick for sure.
Yeah.
So seafood, do you guys work with local fishermen, or do you go to the auction block, or how do you guys, because your fish and your seafood was pretty amazing just as much as the steak was.
Sometimes fishing to go get some fish.
Yeah, and sometimes I go with my friend to go catch fish and stuff and get like menpachi and all that. But working with like the garden, it leaves me very little time to do that. But I mean, hopefully I can go out on the boat again right now during ahi season and catch a big ahi. Yeah.
Well, it seems like you're pretty hands-on with all your ingredients and kind of know exactly what works. Does so would you ever consider having a brick and mortar or an actual dine-in restaurant? No, not even close.
We have so much freedom doing what we're doing now, and it just right now this works for us, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, because having a brick and mortar, you got to stay open as much as possible. You got to be there, So with this, we don't have all these overhead fees and costs, and it's just kind of the freedom to just do what we want right now. Yeah.
So I seen on Instagram, it says you're booked until August. So that's good business. You're constantly be getting booked. So
we're so grateful and blessed through Instagram.
So do you think it's from word of mouth, or is it straight from just from Instagram and that kind of stuff?
Combination of everything.
I feel like Instagram is a new word of mouth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like people see that as like, oh, what is that? New followers coming in. Every dinner we do, like for a new person, we've never done one before, their friends see it and they're like, oh, what is that?
Oh yeah.
Following us, they inquire and ask about pricing and all that. So it's been awesome. Like when we opened our books for July, Sabrina was able to fill almost all of the dates within one day. I was like
4 to 5 dinners.
Like we're on that phone all day just messaging back and forth. Like we have a wait list for people to contact when we do open our month, and we contact them first, but like, hey, we're opening our books, are you still interested in doing dinner? And then we'll go down that list and then we'll announce it so people can also see it again.
Yeah, we take bookings 3 months out at a time. So we open up our August on June 1st.
Yeah.
So
so I couldn't book something.
August. We can probably fill it up today if we wanted to, but we're gonna get all the inquiries and try to get people that haven't done a dinner an experience.
Okay, that makes sense. So I couldn't book mine for December or anything like that yet.
You can be on the wait list.
Okay, cool.
Put your calendar and we'll contact you when we do open.
All right. Hopefully you can bump me up to the top of the wait list.
We have a couple for next year too. I'm like, oh, that's way too far out.
Yeah, I was like, we don't know where we're gonna be.
We don't know.
Point,
That's true. Yeah. So how do you guys find time to kind of make sure your relationship is good? I mean, it's 24/7 around the same person every day doing the same things. Like, how do you guys?
So much, like I just can't get enough of her.
I know, right? I don't know. We vibe so well. We work really well together, and things are good. I mean,
And
Just
things like,
spending time together at work. I mean, that's quality time already. Of course, we have our
yeah.
arguments and stuff. I
Well,
mean,
who doesn't,
yeah, who
right?
doesn't?
Yeah.
So
But
it's really
we make it
enjoyable
work.
at the venue. We really just, people always notice like, wow, you guys work really well together. You're so dynamic.
Definitely.
And then it feels good to hear people notice that, you know.
Yes. It's something I noticed too.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I didn't know you guys were together
Oh,
until
Yeah.
after. And I'm like, that makes so much sense because it's like she's reading his mind. He knows what to like. It was just a good team.
we've
And I
been
was like,
together
okay,
for so long, so I think we can
Yeah.
read each
It
other's
was
minds.
good practice traveling for a whole year
We
together.
spent 24/7,
Yeah.
365 days together, just traveling.
Yeah.
so what countries did you visit while you were traveling?
We went to
Let's start in Europe
26
first.
different countries. We started in
wow.
Europe, and my mom's side of the family lives in Paris, so that was their home base when we were
Oh,
traveling around Europe. We actually started France, and then we went to Egypt, Morocco, did all of Europe, everywhere, and
we
then
took
we
the
went to
trains and
Asia
buses, yeah.
and did all of Asia. So
wow.
we went
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of the Western Europe.
Mhm.
We did like the coastal cities. We're doing a lot of big cities, and then after a while, it was just getting kind of
Cities
burnt
get
out.
boring.
It's just like, oh, it's the same city,
thing.
same museums, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
yeah. But every place had their charm.
Yeah.
Every place had their little thing that was like, I would go back for that.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Nice. So when you're traveling and going to all these restaurants, do you just sit down, eat the food, or do you like go try and talk to the cooks and the chefs and try to pick their brains, and were they receptive to that?
Well, I feel like we were more able to do that with people at the market.
Mhm.
Say for like a restaurant, we would go in and eat the food. Sometimes you could talk to the servers. And then of course the language barrier was always a thing.
True.
I mean, I taught myself some French and Spanish to try to get by, but even at that point, it was pretty difficult. If I was like, hey, I want to talk to the chef or something, you know, like, it would be pretty hard, I guess you'd say. I mean, the original plan was to go to France and try to work in like the high-end kitchens, but as time grew along and we just wanted to see as much as possible, that kind of just became on the back burners. Like if I could work somewhere, then I would. But a great thing we did was when we were in Spain, I got to actually cook with her uncle, who used to be a chef in Barcelona.
Oh, wow.
So we cooked together as a family, and I felt like I learned more about cooking from that than I would at a restaurant. And then
And
also,
we stayed at a lot of Airbnbs as well, and
yeah,
we got to
we
cook.
stayed with local families.
Yeah.
You know, we stayed with people living in the house. You know,
And we got to cook with them and learn about their culture. And I felt that's how you really learn how to cook, you know, through home cooked meals.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be since you traveled all over the world, what would be kind of like your favorite, like, okay, what would be your go-to if you had a choice, or is it just everything? But what would be your favorite kind of ethnicity for cuisine?
Well, we love Thai food. We eat Thai food at least
Really?
once a week down here.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can't get enough of Thai food.
Yeah.
Do you cook that? You guys can cook that? Well, obviously.
Thai
We cook
food.
Thai food at home.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like tom kha, Penang curry. We'll do like papaya salads, stuff
Yeah,
like
we
that.
can do it all. I feel like while we were traveling, I feel like Greece had the best food.
Yeah. Greece had the
okay.
quality. They had
Yeah.
great seafood. They had great meats, and the flavors are just fresh. You know, it's unreal. Surprisingly, we went to places in Italy and France we're really disappointed.
Really
yeah, that's some.
Really?
Yeah, I had a burnt, you know, like veal escalope, which is just like a breaded veal chop, burnt. I was like, what is this? I had a duck breast, and I was like, okay, let's order the duck breast. It's probably really good. It was undercooked. I was like, what's going on here?
Oh.
It's hard to
Well, at least you can pay attention to those kind of details. I probably would have thought it was amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like just like here, like not every restaurant is going to be great, but I feel like Hawaii has the best food all around.
Really?
Anything you want down here, any cuisine you're craving, Hawaii definitely has the best food in the whole world.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed. I would never have guessed that. But I guess you're right because we're the most diverse, right?
Yeah, melting pot. We've
Melting
got
pot.
great Thai food, great Vietnamese pho. We've got great fresh made pastas and like Italian food. We've got French
All of
food,
it. Filipino
oof,
food. Anything you
Filipino
want.
Yeah,
food,
that's true.
yeah,
Oh,
Japanese
so
food.
so have you ever had to do a Hawaiian food for one of your dinners?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
that's
Oh,
actually
That's kind
really?
of
favorite.
specialty.
Yeah, that's one of my
Oh,
favorites to do.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like to showcase Hawaiian food because I mean the Hawaiian food anywhere else is just like a same kind of lao lao. You know, you get the squid luau,
Yeah.
like short rib pulehu style or something like that.
Yeah, you
So
definitely like to modernize it.
yeah, I like to modernize it and showcase it to people like, hey, you can have Hawaiian food, but make it taste like this. You know, we had a guest we did who doesn't eat poi, who doesn't eat lao lao. And then I did this lao lao dish and they're like, wow, that can taste like that. Like, you know, so
So what would your Hawaiian dinner kind of be like? What would be the rundown on that? I'm just interested to know because that like gourmet fine dining Hawaiian food is not in my mindset. So what would your kind of Hawaiian, because that might be the next one. Like
for
I
sure.
would well, of course with Wagyu.
And with the addition, we'll do a little course of that for sure. So
Yeah, yeah.
breakdown would be so like the first course would be a Hawaiian style
Yeah,
dauphine, which is something I've been doing recently. I think you've actually had it as well.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
Yes, I did.
fruit and the
yeah,
taro.
the breadfruit and the
Mhm.
taro. So I would use one of those and do that little donut with the pesto using
Yes.
macadamia nuts and local
Arugula,
produce.
spinach sourced from our garden.
Yeah, sourced from our garden. And then we can go either way with like an octopus salad with opai. The opai is a little dried shrimps and do like a vinaigrette with that using like ho'i'o ferns, blanching those. You can find those from Big Island. They farm those a lot.
Mhm.
You know, kind of use that Hawaiian style. Like that's a pretty old school Hawaiian style dish with the opai, tomato, and
Yeah.
fern. We can do well. The entree definitely would be my beef lao lao, quote unquote lao lao, with a luau leaf puree, a
And chili
nice
peppers.
zesty tomato relish with Hawaiian chili pepper water and making a gel out of that. And then red wine braising the short rib though, throwing in a little technique of like the French style cooking to kind of just elevate the flavor, you know, get something different into the mix. And then aging poi for 3 days at least for a sauce as well.
And you pound your own poi.
I haven't been pounding my own poi, but get it locally for sure.
Oh, okay. It's like local. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it took you like 5 hours or something like that.
No, that was a kulolo.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
have had poi before though, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
take a long time. It would take me, I think, a little bit too long to do.
Okay.
In between, we do like a sweet potato gnocchi, which is a little potato dumpling with coconut cream and using the sage butter sauce, throwing in some Portuguese sausage to kind of give it that local feel, and then using like some greens, sweet potato greens from our garden that we use to like, you know, it's pretty much the green from the sweet potato grows out kind of like how you would eat spinach or something. Just toss that.
Oh, that's edible.
Yeah,
it
it's
tastes like a
edible.
potato.
Yeah, and it kind of has flavor of potato too, which is really
Oh, nice.
yeah. I see it all the time in Filipino markets, like in Seafood City in Eva Beach. They've got all the yam leaves and stuff like that. So it's just kind of like even like shopping in places like I never shopped at a Seafood City until I went there looking for like some local produce, and I see that they have all kinds of stuff there.
Yeah. I ube extract to make ice cream from over there. I didn't even know they made that.
Yeah, and it's like a cool little color and everything too.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much like a rundown. And then the dessert would include our kulolo as well, the way we cook it, butter frying it, get a little crispy edge on it with one of our ice creams.
And do jalapeno ice cream if you want. Whatever you want, we can make.
Yeah.
Okay, so that sounds better than any luau I have ever been to, for sure. So where did you guys grow up?
Let's see. So I was born here, and when I was 2, I moved to Maui with my family, and I lived in Wailuku, Kahului area.
Okay.
And I came back when I was 9 and lived in the East Honolulu area. Pretty much grew up there, and that's pretty much my upbringing. And
And
then,
you went to Kamehameha.
yep, I went to Kamehameha.
And then
Oh,
And then I
Kaiser.
graduated from Kaiser High School.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you got kicked out.
Voluntarily left, I guess you could say.
Allegedly. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, what about you?
I was born and raised in Aiea.
Oh,
My
okay.
mom is from Paris and my dad's from the mainland, and they met here on vacation and they just never left.
That's awesome. I like those stories. Yeah, Hawaii just gets you, huh?
For
Yeah.
real. Yeah. So like,
Okay.
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
My mom grew up in Liliha area in
Oh,
Kalihi
okay.
in a small apartment with her 5 brothers and sisters. And her grandma, they owned a delicatessen called Honda in Liliha. It was pretty popular back in the day.
Mhm.
But I
Okay.
like to say like that got transpired through the generations of like the interest of cooking and
Mhm.
stuff, because
So that's your roots.
that's my
Yeah.
roots. I feel
Mhm.
like, something that I learned that as a kid and I thought that was really cool. And then I would start watching cooking shows with my mom. And
Okay.
she raised three boys pretty much on her own for a while. So I would help her in the kitchen and we do Sunday barbecues and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And it just grew like a whole interest in cooking. And then we would just like together watch like the Iron Chef or something. So I even gained more inspiration. I was like, oh, this is really cool stuff. And then from there, I think that's where it kind of culminated this whole like
Mhm.
culinary like interests throughout my like college career and life. Yeah,
That's awesome. So cooking was a passion from at an early age.
pretty much. Yeah, I would try to make eggs in different ways as a kid, and my mom and she'd be, oh, it tastes so good, but I don't know if it did. So,
Yo, can't tell. Wait, so would you ever try to go on like Iron Chef or like Chopped or something like that?
Yeah,
yeah,
I think you should.
yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll get you there for sure.
For the shows, I was like, I don't know, it's kind of
You just
like,
never know. You
yeah,
gotta just try. Go for it.
Yeah.
Why
I don't
not?
know. Chop got some crazy like ingredients. They have like leopard pancreas and then taro and then fruit cake. And then you gotta make some shit with that.
it's wild, but I
What
mean,
would
it'd
you
be
make?
fun. It'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was recently brought to my attention by one of your guys' friends, Kione and Steph.
Uh,
And I want to address this to get everything out in the open. On social media, been getting some fake accounts writing your guys' business model, right?
Yeah.
yeah, we had a fake account. They were doing a giveaway.
Mhm.
We had a fake account made saying it's their second official site and asking people for their information to enter the contest. It's like, oh, you won, telling people they won, asking for information.
And some people were giving out their credit card information.
Yeah, sadly.
Oh, I was close, but Kione texted me. Shout
Yeah.
out to Kione. He texted me, don't follow these guys. It's a fake account. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I almost won one of their freaking dinners. He's like, no, they're not. That's not real. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
And
only
I
one
always,
double
yeah,
underscore Guarden, Garden.
yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of weird that somebody's doing that. But I always thought flattery or being copied is a big form of flattery. But I mean, they're trying to get money out of it and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's kind of cool that they're using your business, being that it's getting popular and people are starting to know about it. And I got excited when I thought I might have won something, you know what I mean? And I'm sure other people would have too, because they already had your food. So yeah, I guess people gotta watch and make sure they get the right garden, you know what I mean?
Due diligence. And yeah, I mean, when it came to our attention, we had people telling us, hey, is this you? We had to like reply instantly
Yeah,
to
I
everyone.
literally had
Yeah.
100 messages. I had to
Yeah.
respond back to
Pretty
people.
crazy. But yeah, it's like, wow.
So sad.
I guess we are doing something
Yeah.
pretty successful where someone wants to rip off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess we're doing something right. But
And just to let you know, I did report them and hopefully that helped. You know what I mean?
They're shut down. They're gone.
But
Oh,
the
good.
that when we do the giveaways and the people who win, like it's an experience in its own, because we just did one for Mother's Day, and
Oh, wow.
wow, like that, like doing that for someone who normally wouldn't, or
Yeah.
like who's never done, like they haven't gone out to Eton for over a year.
Oh, that's right. That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
That experience, like they were just like blown away. They were just so grateful. And it's just amazing to do that. And
yeah, another dinner we did for a
Valentine's Day.
giveaway. The family hasn't or could not afford to do a dinner like that. So that was their first like actual like fine dining experience, and they were
Oh,
crying at
wow.
the end.
I
And
would have.
that really just like touches our hearts and
Yeah,
makes it
that,
so
like,
worthwhile
was a
to
chicken
continue.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like we
Mhm.
it was the Valentine's Day giveaway, is a date with the mom, and the winner gave it away to the mom and dad,
Mhm.
which we thought
Oh,
was
wow.
awesome. And
Good for you guys.
the dad like prayed for us, blessed
Mhm.
us, and was like, you guys are so great. And he started like tearing up, and it was like, oh man, just want to like give him a big hug, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Good vibes. That's awesome. I like to hear that kind of stuff. That means you guys are doing things for the community. What I was gonna ask you, did you ever think about doing a cooking show?
Well,
Yeah,
oh,
actually,
absolutely.
yeah.
We're also thinking about doing cooking classes.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like cook with you guys.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'd be down for that for sure. 100%.
Yeah, we already had people's like, you should do cooking classes, you know, when we post on our story, and like we really want to.
Mhm.
It's just trying to plan a time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it's definitely
Wow.
and we do have people waiting for us to do it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
just want to let
I'm one of them for sure.
We're gonna
like,
still do it.
we're
for
still
sure.
gonna do it. Just hold on tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I would love to be able to cook some of your dishes. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, shoot, we've been going for about an hour. We can have boy band John ask the question of the day, question
Okay.
of the week.
Question of the week. Question of the week. Describe your best fine dining experience.
11 Madison in New York.
Yeah, 11 Madison
Whoa,
in
that
New
was
York.
fast.
We read that, and I was like, oh, we have a great answer for this one. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't even think I asked it right. Did I even ask it right?
What was the say it again?
what was
Describe your best fine dining experience.
Okay.
I got my favorite and my worst.
yeah.
Okay, I want to hear both.
All right. So we both agree our best fine dining experience was at 11 Madison Park in New York City. They are a 3-star Michelin rated restaurant.
Okay, wait. What is this Michelin rating? I heard about it, but
So it's kind of strange. It's a tire company, Michelin
yeah.
Tire. They have like a core group of judges that travel around the world and secretly travel to restaurants. And then they, you know, go through the regular service and they review these restaurants and they rate them from 1, 2, or 3 stars, 1 being the lowest. 1 means you should go eat here. It's a great experience. 2 means you should make it part of your plans if you're somewhere and you should go eat there. The experience and the food is great. 3 is make this a destination, like to travel somewhere, like travel here to go eat here, because
wow.
everything is impeccable.
Mhm.
Service is excellent, food is excellent.
Mhm.
So that's how the rating is, and it's really hard to get. Like Hawaii doesn't have any Michelin star rated restaurants, which is weird. I feel like there's a few that could.
We're hoping
we can get to that level. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
That would be awesome.
What's it called? So this restaurant, the service was just impeccable.
Yeah, the
menu,
service
you know, like
was unreal.
unreal. You kind of pick like certain courses you want to do.
I think we had like 15
Um,
courses.
Close, something like that. It was like
Yeah.
10 to 15 courses like that.
Mhm.
And then the service, when they come up, they have like table side service. They light things on like on
Everybody,
fire in
all the
table.
servers, their hands are in sync. It's
Yeah.
just so mind blowing to
The
me.
timing is impeccable.
Mhm,
The food, they have these little cool boxes and serving things they bring out, and like they even let us go in the kitchen.
Oh
and
yeah, we got to talk
we
to
got
the
to
chef.
go into
Mhm.
the kitchen and talk to the chef de partie that day, the chef de cuisine.
Wow.
And they even did a course for us back there as well. And I was just
Mhm.
like, wow, you know, kind of seeing
That's
the whole
awesome.
experience.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. So that one was our best. She has a story for her worst
What was the name
experience.
of that place? that we went to?
It was in Bangkok. And
Well, they had this the place we went to that I didn't really care much for. They had a menu and it was just all emojis, and you're supposed to guess what was on the dish. And at the end of the night, they tell you what it was. And there was one dish that I thought was so just weird. And it says lick me on the dish. And it was like goat brains or some kind of brains.
Yeah, it was
and
goat
I was
brains.
just like, oh no.
Goat brains made and dyed red, yellow, and green. And it just had it like in like stripe forms. And then it had they put a tongue emoji with lick me, and you had to lick it off the plate. And it was like a curry sauce. I had a great time. I thought the flavors were
All I know is
Would you have liked it if you didn't know what it was after?
They don't tell you until after.
Yeah, they don't tell you till after. There's like 20 courses and it's just all emojis on it.
Yeah, it's just like a shrimp emoji or like a lollipop emoji or like a sushi emoji. And you get what it is. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cool and fun, but
it was a
it was an experience. It was a really adventurous type of dinner.
It was another Michelin restaurant in Bangkok. It's an Indian cuisine. I just can't think of the name right now. Yeah,
I don't know. Oh, we saw it on Netflix, I think, right?
Yeah.
But anyways.
I think my best fine dining experience would kind of be you guys, but in a restaurant, I went to one in Georgetown. It's called Philomena. And I guess it known this by DC that a bunch of presidents ate there before, but they're like you said, the way they brought everything out, described things, and their timing and how they presented themselves was mind-blowing, and the food was amazing. So it was Georgetown. It was called Philomena, and my parents took me there one time. And that was probably one of the best fine dining experience. But honestly, it didn't compare to what you guys brought. And for me, that was just something that I would definitely want to do again. And
thank you. I really,
hopefully soon. I gotta find more friends because I was fortunate. It was a weird situation. I got to go to Sage's house and he had you guys, and I knew I was gonna be going to Kayone's house in a couple of weeks. So I was like, oh yup. Definitely disappointed that Kayone didn't have Wagyu, but yeah. Everything was amazing. I thought every single, and your sorbets, even your palate cleanser spoon of goodness was like super awesome.
People love it. They always want to buy, pies.
Yeah. I wanted to get a couple more spoons.
In the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're thinking.
We want to try and do like a farmer's market stand and sell a product that we're working on.
Let me know. Hopefully it's the farmer's market in Kaneohe, Winard Mall, Wednesdays, Sundays. Yup.
There you go.
Definitely be there. All right, man. Well, how can we find you guys? So how can people get in touch with you if they want to try one of these fine dining dinners?
So you can either email us at thegardengrows@gmail.com, or you can find us on Instagram, _Garden, GUARDEN.
All right.
In the email, the Garden is also spelled with GUARDEN.
Okay. That's kind of because your last name, right?
Yep. So my last name is Guard. Yeah, in our garden. So it's kind of funny that I actually thought of this name while I was going to KCC for culinary school, and I was with my classmate Christine Moon. She's actually one of the sous chefs at Pig and the Lady, or actually at Piggy Smalls now. But we were like working on we were like playing around, talking about opening a restaurant, like what would be on our menu and all this. And like I also wanted to call it the Garden as well. So
that's pretty
it's finally here. Like my dream of doing this has come to life. Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm like kind of looking forward to seeing how far your guys' career is going to go in the next couple years. I just hope that I'll still be able to get one of them dinners.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's something I would want to kind of share with my sister and my dad and stuff. Like they would be just mind blown with your flavors, and plus too, I want to like show them I can find good food too, you know what I mean? Not just them always showing me. I think I would win though after that.
For sure.
All right, anything else you guys want to shout out or say before we go?
We just want to thank everyone
Yeah,
for
thank you.
always continuing to support us. You know,
Mhm.
all of the followers that have grown to follow us over the past few months or 6 months almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 months. You know, it's we really appreciate it. You know, we wouldn't be here without any of you guys. Like from just the support, entering the giveaways, booking dinners with us, or even just inquiring to see what we do. You know, we really appreciate you guys, and just we love you all. Thank you.
All right, on. And I also think you guys will be inspiring some young chefs to kind of try your business model out and take risk. I mean, that's a big risk you guys did, and yeah, that's super cool.
We're happy to inspire you.
Yeah, we're definitely happy to inspire people. You
Mhm.
know, there's
Definitely.
wrong with doing things that are successful. You
Yeah.
know, something that you see as an inspiration and you want to try out. Feel free. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's why we're here now. I trying this out.
Oh.
Right on it.
You know,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah.
Yep, for sure. And you can always find us on atbpod.com. Our Instagram is Above the Bridge Podcast. All our videos are on YouTube, Above the Bridge Pod. Follow Boy Band John on Instagram. It's BBJ8, the letter 08. He puts up some funny videos all the time, so follow him and give him some love. And mine is Thaddy Daddy High if you want to follow me on Instagram. Thank you guys for coming, man. I appreciate it. And
Thank you.
after the first bite of food, I already knew I wanted to have you guys on. Like,
Oh, yeah, I was excited when you were talking about after dinner. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's make it.
yeah, that's super cool. I definitely appreciate you guys for coming on. It definitely meant a lot, and
Oh
I
yeah.
hope we can bring some shine to you guys. And shoot, just make sure you have me on the list when I want to book a dinner.
Yeah, man.
Right on. I appreciate it. Okay, man. Shaka for the cameras. Right on. Aloha. We're done. Shout out to the Artist Groove Network.